All right, I just activated recording. Again, welcome to the Chancellor's Day Professional Learning. So glad you're here and could make the pivot with us to the remote format. My name's Thad Copeland, Deputy Director of Sustainability. And so our agenda, as you know, this was originally a full day platform. We were supposed to be held at Teachers College. So we made the quick decision last night to come to this format, which I believe we're still going to be able to get a lot of good, meaningful content out of this. So right now we're doing welcome and intro. We're going to talk to you a little bit about what's happening at Climate Ed more broadly at DOE, within our agency, within our city, and the work of this leadership team. And then we're going to break out into 2 workshop sessions. So at the end of this time, you'll get a little overview of what those workshops are. There are 4 workshops being offered, and you'll be able to choose the 2 that you want to attend. It is important, if you would like to get the CTLE sign-in, the credit for this, you can get up to 2 hours for being in attendance today. You can either go to this URL, tinyurl.com/SUST sign-in, or if you have a mobile device and want to do this QR code, either one will take you to that form. Just sign in, and at the end of the final workshop today, you will be able to also sign out, which is equally important for this process. So again, please do this right now if you want to get that credit, and it's up to 2 hours. If you leave early, you'll just earn the credit for the amount of time that you were here. And then also, if you haven't or are unfamiliar with this in Zoom, we'd encourage you to please change your name on the screen so we can see actually who's here. It's really important to us also as we try to rectify registration process. Okay. I'm going to move forward to the content as to why you're all here. So with that, well, I've already introduced myself. I'm also joined by our director, Meredith McDermott. She's going to speak in a moment, but what I'm going to do now is turn it over to Erin, who will introduce our climate education leadership team.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. My name is Erin Laraway. I am the co-chairperson for the climate education leadership team, one of the co-chairpersons. Also, we have Colby Zentner, the chairperson for our climate education leadership team, and Sarah Slack, the co-chairperson. You guys want to say hello?
Hello, everyone.
So today's workshop facilitators. So we have accessing and sharing climate resources. So with that, we have Kaylin Fox presenting. She's a teacher at the Urban Assembly School for Green Careers. And we also have Shakira Provasoli, who is a teacher at PS 333, the Manhattan School for Children.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for making the pivot. We're going to be exploring our digest that we've been sending out since February to sustainability coordinators across the city. So we're going to have some time for you guys to explore what we have there. And then we're going to have a pseudo hands-on activity. Since we're not in person, we're going to try to shift and make it happen at home. So we're hoping to see you guys there.
Great, thank you. Okay, the other workshops, we have climate education advocacy. The presenters will be Jackie Davis, who is the coordinator of student affairs at the Marie Curie School for Medicine and Nursing. We also have Kristen Bucafola, who is a teacher at the Central Park East High School, and Jonathan Schulman, who is a teacher at PS 110.
Yay, we'll also be joined by, yes, oh good, you have a second slide of us.
Yes, so, sorry. So we also have Deborah Reach and Lynn Tide. Deborah is a teacher at the Worldview High School, and Lynn is a teacher at Columbia Secondary School.
This team is so awesome, we can't be contained on one slide. I hope you'll check out the advocacy workshop. We're going to be talking about how to get the things that you need to make the changes that you are seeking in the world for your climate education goals. So we've got some great samples. We've got some strategies to try out. We've just got it all. We hope that you'll join us.
All right, thank you. So for easy entryways for climate education, we have our wonderful chairperson, Colby Zentner, presenting, and we have Lena Constantino. Lena is a, oh, did I miss? No. Lena is a teacher at CSI High School for International Studies.
Hello again, everybody. We are going to be talking about some easy, low barrier entryways into getting climate education in your classroom, specifically looking at how to scaffold data and text to integrate climate education in your classroom. Looking forward to seeing y'all.
Okay, and finally, we have a workshop for planning and implementing a climate action day. So your presenters will be Adam Zaid. Adam is a teacher at the Queen's School of Inquiry, and Katie McCarthy, who's a teacher at Sunset Park High School.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I love the energy in the chat, and this is like a dream coming true for us climate education leadership team. In our workshop, what we're going to get is the mayor in the Plan NYC that he just released this year has already decreed that next year all schools are going to be having a climate action day. So we have together for you tons of really clear resources to get you and your school on whatever fits for your school going on your climate action day. And so that you'll be thinking about it or even ready to go as a result of coming to our workshop. So please come or watch the video after. Great to see all of you. And ignore my picture.
All right, with that, we're going to turn it over to Sarah Slack, another climate education leadership team co-chair, who will talk to us a little bit about the work of this group and how you can get involved.
Thanks, Thad, and thanks everybody for being here. I've been part of the climate education leadership team since it formed. We have been working on trying to identify how climate education connects to the learning your students are already doing in the classroom, but also how it can expand their understanding of the world around them. We are really excited about Plan NYC. You're going to be hearing a lot about that because it gives us a structure for encouraging more teachers to incorporate climate education resources into classes, not just science, not just math, but into the humanities, into all subjects at school. We're trying to develop our network of peer advisors, people who can support teachers who are new to climate education and find ways that we can support them with resources, with just understanding the basics of the subject, and with how to incorporate it into their classrooms. And then we are finding ways and times to offer climate education professional learning opportunities for teachers throughout the DOE. We have so far really increased the number of people who are actively working to advocate for improved climate education in the schools. Part of that was an Urban Heat Island workshop series that we offered for both middle and high school teachers, and then a second session for elementary school teachers that provided extensive resources and curriculum that teachers could use in their classrooms to talk about climate education and get their students involved in investigating climate impacts in their neighborhood. We have these PDs that we're offering on Chancellor's Day. There have been other PDs offered throughout the year. And then we're also reaching out to assistant principals, to your supervisors, asking them to provide time and space for teachers to educate students about climate change and its impacts on New York City. We've provided office hours for sustainability coordinators, one of which is stationed at every school in the DOE. And then we're working to develop outstanding climate education curriculum and resources that any grade, any subject, any type of school teachers could use in their classrooms. And if you're interested in learning more about the work that we're doing or actively getting involved in the work that we're doing, we are looking for more members to join the climate education leadership team next year. There is currently a per session opening. You need to apply by June 30th in order to be considered to join the team starting in September. The link is here, bit.ly/CELT Fall 2023, and Pat has copied the real link into the chat. So if you're interested, click on that link now, write down this bit.ly link so that you can remember to come back to it in the future. We'd love to expand the number of teachers who are involved in the leadership team, who are pushing change in their communities amongst their colleagues to do more climate education in their schools. And now I'd like to turn it over to, oh no, I've got one more
One
slide.
more. Yep.
Because it makes a difference, everybody. This shows, based on Project Drawdown, has estimated the difference it can make if students in the middle and high school, this is looking at, actually it might just be high school, doesn't matter, it makes a difference. If we are educating our students about what climate change, what the effects of climate change are going to be on their communities and what they can do to make a difference to reduce carbon outputs, it has as big of an impact as stopping the rates of deforestation, almost as much as incorporating rooftop solar worldwide. So our actions as teachers reaching out to students in the United States can have a huge impact on future carbon outputs of those students. So it's really important, this work that we're doing at every level, at engaging our students, at engaging our colleagues in reducing carbon outputs and improving resilience in the face of a changing climate. Now it's Meredith's turn. Meredith.
Hey everybody, thank you Sarah, thanks everybody. I'm Meredith McDermott, I'm the Director of Energy and Sustainability for the DOE, and we were supposed to be in person. We didn't want to not have this event because we're ending a school year and we're about to move into another big one, especially for climate action and climate education, as you are now hearing. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, we're excited to have you. If you're here to learn more about how you can engage, you've come to the right place. So I just wanted to quickly, I thought, here we are sitting, working remotely, all of us today, by surprise. That came yesterday with our poor neighbors in Canada. And I thought it was pretty important that the Chancellor himself said in an email to all staff last night, I'm just going to read this first sentence. This emergency is made worse by the effects of climate change. And the work you do every day prepares our young people to be the force for change that our city, nation, and planet need. So the troops are rallying around this topic. Momentum is increasing. We've come a long way in the last few years, much of it driven by this climate ed leadership team that's going to be facilitating these great workshops for you today and moving into the future. One of the big milestones that was achieved that this team helped to really drive is very significant. For the first time ever, climate education was formally incorporated into New York City's climate and sustainability plan. Typically, it's all energy reduction, emissions reduction focused. It's all of those things. It never really includes any mention of education. We really wanted to change that in order to have this platform that some of my colleagues have already discussed today. So you can read here. So Plan NYC, it now mentions climate education formally in this plan. So training programs, you've heard a little bit about this just from Sarah. There are also going to be some more workforce development, or what we call career connected learning programs that are going to be kind of popping up for green economy, quote unquote, green economy jobs. So we know that the time is now for our young people to prepare themselves for a sort of modernizing workforce. And many of these jobs and career opportunities in the future are going to be housed within this space. So not only is it important for teachers to feel prepared to integrate these topics into their curriculum, but it's also important for students themselves to have a place to engage starting from an early age. Some of the things on the docket for next year as formally landed in Plan NYC. Adam and Katie, you heard about that. They're going to be doing a workshop on how to get started thinking about these climate action days. These are days that we are going to ask every single public school to participate and engage in. Want to try to make it easy, curate some resources, activities, materials, partner organization resources, so that schools, even if you don't have a robust history of engagement in sustainability or climate programs or action, we want every school to find a place to participate. whether it's an activity or doing a full day classroom or climate teach-in. You can kind of take your pick. We just want schools to get started in a way that is attainable and has high impact. We're also going to be hosting a Climate Education Institute. It will likely be held around midwinter break next year, so stay tuned for more details. This will be a more intensive training from teachers, school-based staff from across the city. There will be a lot of different neat features and partners and colleagues and teachers like you who will be facilitating great things on different topics. So again, stay tuned for all these details. You might have heard or seen something about this certification for climate education. Please note that what we're really thinking about is how we can better align all of the things. You guys are all here today. How can we have this start contributing towards a more like formal kind of recognition program that really is showcasing school-based champions and efforts so that they're all kind of aligning back towards this goal for climate action. So again, stay tuned, but this is a really big deal. And we're at the precipice of some transformative change. And it's thanks in large part to all of you here today. So thank you all.
Thanks, Meredith. Really excited. And another thing, just to keep the momentum going, we're not done with this school year yet. We have today, we have June 22nd. So any of you that are high school teachers or working with 8th graders that will be high schooler students next year, please invite them to this. This is our first ever Youth Climate Career Expo. It's going to be held in person at the High School for Climate Justice on June 22nd, 2 to 5 p.m. We have about 24 organizations that will be there. In addition, we have youth-led workshops. This was the idea and really the initiative of our Youth Leadership Council, which is a group of 30 high school students we meet with monthly. They've really felt strongly about doing an event like this, so our office has been working with them to make that happen. So again, please promote this directly. Students can register themselves. You don't have to register your students. We want to see as many people come as we can. It's come and go, 2 to 5 p.m. Come and let's start making more green careers happen. And then Pat, if you're online, I'll let you talk about this since you were the person that organized all of the drop and swaps.
Great, thanks, Thad. So we know that the end of the year is going to be a wasteful time of year with classrooms getting cleaned up, custodians throwing things away. So last year we piloted a program. We partnered with Materials for the Arts, who is a creative reuse center. They're a great nonprofit. They offer free arts materials to educators and other nonprofits. So we work with them to have host sites where educators can come and drop off classroom materials, but also shop anything that's there. So this year we wanted to expand upon it. So in some boroughs we have more than one location, and really hoping that you can make it to one of these. We realize these are during the workday, so it's kind of hard for people to make it. But we're really encouraging folks to tap into their parent coordinator community. So maybe if you can't make it, you have a colleague who has a free period or a parent at the school who could drop materials off at the swaps. So highly encourage you to check that out. I'm going to put a link in the chat. We've got them all throughout June, so hope to see you there.
Okay, Colby, I'll let you conclude us and dismiss us to workshops.
Awesome. So now we are going to start moving over to our individual workshops. So we're going to leave this main session and each individual workshop will have their own links. You are now going to go to the Zoom sessions for your first workshop. These will last until, we're starting a little bit late, but we'll keep it on schedule. These will last until 1:35. At the end of your first workshop, your presenters will repost the Zoom link and you all will have access to select your second workshop, and that will close out our session today. So again, concluding this meeting, you'll find your link where to go for your first workshop, and we'll be sure to repost those after the end of your first workshop to be able to move on to your second workshop. Again, thank you so much for being here with us today and pivoting to this remote edition. So happy to have you all and hope you all pick up some great resources and learning through these sessions. Thank you so much.
So welcome. This is our Climate Education Resource Committee. Thank you very much for joining us as we go over our wonderful digest that we send out each month, as well as a hands-on activity.
Yeah, and so if you don't mind just having a pen and paper with you so you can kind of participate in an activity that we put together that you can use with your students when investigating new resources, and it is our wonderful bingo card. Oh, well, before that.
So
Sorry.
there are 4 of us, 2 of us are not here, but you have Kaylin and Shakira. And I teach elementary K-5 environmental science. And Kaylin?
I teach high school. I teach living environment and reading and health. So I kind of oscillate between science classrooms. So, and I am the co-sustainability coordinator at my school. And I think Shakira is just on her own,
Yes.
but
I'm the only one. And also we also do have middle school on our resource committee as well. So we really think of it through a K-12 lens when we're thinking about what to include in our digest. And we just want to make it easier for sustainability coordinators and for all staff to be able to bring in climate education to classrooms.
so welcome. Thanks for joining us. So here we had these ready for our in-person time, a little something to kind of doodle on and kind of keep us tracking what we're doing in our digest. But it is a digest bingo. So there's a few kind of points that we want you to hit while you're working. Clicked on a QR code, excited to share a resource. Things that are probably already check offable would be always carry a water bottle, brought a tote bag today, investigated a field trip. So just things while you're investigating our digest, something to keep track of what you're coming across. So Shakira is going to be dropping all of the links that you're going to need into the chat as we go. There's also, and all the links should be working on the Padlet for you guys to start investigating these newsletters. So I know we're going to kind of rushing you along here, but we just want to make sure we hit all of our marks and you guys have enough time to investigate these things.
I don't have February up there.
I can do February.
Yes, great. So just again about the bingo, you know, it was supposed to be a fun way for you guys to interact with each other. You're not going to be networking with another sustainability coordinator unless you ask us questions. But you can just kind of, you know, make a 3x3 grid and make a little check if you've done something. So there we go. And you'll see when you look through the newsletters that, do you have one open? Did you have February open there? You want to just show us, Kaylin? So you'll see that we have the same format each time. We have a major lesson that we think can apply to K-12. And then we also have games and media, as well as an amazing portal that has every resource you could ever want. And we also have kind of on the side, teacher opportunities, as well as student opportunities, including things that kids can sign up for, but also just things to participate in. So we're actually going to be looking at one of the activities from this particular newsletter in a few minutes.
Yeah, I love having all the things in one place for me to kind of grab and have this one thing I can go to all the time for different things like this. One of the cool partnerships that CELT has brought into my teaching universe is a organization called Cafeteria Culture. You probably have heard of them. They do a lot of great work all around the country, trying to make school lunches more sustainable. And they host a plastic-free lunch day. They used to do it once a year, and now they're doing it every month. And during this February, it was on the 13th. So it is a really cool way just to make sure that they're not getting things unnecessarily wrapped in plastic, and they're really thoughtful about how the food is packaged to the kids. And it's kind of a really big hit, especially during the pandemic when we were getting like the lunches delivered to classrooms. It was like another way to examine how we're kind of giving food out. And so it's been going strong for a long time. So it's a really wonderful one. There was a climate pop-up museum. Where was it? On Worcester Street?
Yep.
On Worcester. And so that was a great opportunity for to bring your students down and interact with it in a different way. I think, is the one that we visited still open? Arcadia Earth?
It's not, because I
No.
went to another art exhibit there and I was like, wait a second, I've been here before.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's so funny. But that was also really wonderful. Everything in there was made out of ocean pollution. So it was really great experience for us. It's like a teachable moment and it was very interactive. So that's the type of thing you can expect to see in that right-hand side column. There's also ones trainings for teachers and professional developments for teachers. CELT runs a lot of professional developments for teachers. I hope you guys were able to visit the urban heat island training that went on for 3 sessions over this past year, which was really cool. I was able to be a part of that. So that was just a wonderful opportunity and professional development that CELT was putting on. So this is hopefully just like a one-stop shop for you guys monthly to find things that are pertinent in like the near future and things that you can do with your students inside and outside the classroom.
Also, Kaylin, I just noticed that the link that I put for the survey is not valid because of I guess the email address that I had.
Okay, I will work on that right now.
If you could just
So if you don't mind, yeah, if you don't mind dropping the links to the survey or the digest in the chat, I can fix that right now.
yeah, that's there.
Okay, great.
We'll give you a couple of minutes to look over this, but just based on time, probably not as much as you would like to have given.
Bless you.
A real quick question.
Yes.
This is Bonnie from Parks. I don't know if everybody else is having this experience, but I am unable to copy and paste any information that's put into the chat. I cannot copy and paste it. So I'm wondering if perhaps after the session, you could cut and paste these and put them in an email or a Word doc or something.
Yes, we're gonna
yeah.
send you guys everything in one.
Amazing.
In like one kind of one pager. So you'll have
Okay.
everything in one spot.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
No
We
problem.
also have, are you able to click on them now?
I can click on them, yeah. But what I wanted to do is be able to cut and paste them into, a document that I could share with my colleagues. I guess I could just open up a ton of windows. That would
We're also
probably-
going to be sharing with you the slides from today, so you'll be able to have all the QR codes and access points that way.
Perfect. Okay.
And so if you want to use, I know it's kind of awkward to do it on your phone, but you're welcome to try it that way.
Okay.
I'll put up the slides right now so you can click into those QR codes.
And Bonnie, if you don't mind my messy notes, I could share with you the document that I have everything pasted into that I'm using to paste into there.
that would be great. I'll
So-
put my email in the
Yeah.
chat. Yeah.
Just as long as you don't expect anything pretty.
Listen, everything is a work in progress, so I'm all about the gray.
Love
But
that.
we do have a Padlet that we have created. It has everything as a QR code because we thought that you were going to be coming and with your phones and stuff like that. And we're trying to make it easy. So we have it already with QR codes, and we'll be putting the links in afterwards.
Thank you so much.
No, it's a great suggestion. Thank you. So here are some QR codes if you're having the same issue as Bonnie. And these are the winter ones. And again, this is designing for sustainability and resilience. March was food waste. April is Earth Day. May we did water. And we thought it would be helpful for our June digest to be a support for getting your green teams going and different types of things come September, because personally, I know that sometimes like the last thing on my mind is getting my clubs in order. So having this kind of resource already available can help me get my green team like started. I can start advertising early. I can start getting I can have the resources ready to get the kids fired up about it. So we try to be really thoughtful in the things that we made available in June, because, starting early is always a helpful tool when it comes to that kind of thing, and just having that stuff ready.
There's a question, is it add to the Google Classroom page? It's not currently linked to a Google Classroom page now.
It's a great idea.
All right, Bonnie, I just sent it to you.
Yeah, if anybody else would like that one pager now to access, we can, if you drop your email, can definitely make that.
Again, it's literally just links. It's called links.
I'm just going to trade over here now to April and May.
And we should probably go on pretty soon. If you found anything from a particular month's digest that you think people should look at, please put it in the chat. Oh, I'm seeing some other people. The problem is that I can't actually copy and paste. So now I'm gonna probably have to do them afterwards. Because I'm gonna have to, oh, hey Val. I'm gonna have to actually like type your email addresses, and I don't want to like make a mistake, so I'll have to do it right afterwards. I was giving Bonnie from the parks special privileges, I guess, because I was hoping that, I'd get special privileges if I ever want to do a field trip.
She's got a pretty memorable name.
We
so.
can discuss. We can discuss.
We're happy to have you here representing parks. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just so excited that Thad was able to share the invite, and just as I said in the other workshop, I'm just here to kind of creep on what you're all doing and figure out how we can connect.
Yes, that's great. We love creeps.
Yeah, educational creeps, right?
Yeah, ed creeps. Those are the best kind of creeps. Happy to have you all here.
So it's 1:55. And I think that we should probably go on to our next activity, which is going to be the survey, which I'm hoping that, so I'm seeing a lot of you putting your links in there, in the chat there. We are going to be putting all of these links into the Padlet. So I think that's probably just an easier way, so that I don't have to actually type in everybody's email addresses.
Yes, we definitely will get them all to you though. 100%.
Yes, so we've already put the link to the Padlet in, so we can I can put it in again just so that you know that we're serious about it. As I said before, it's all QR codes there right now, but we'll be putting the links into there, and I think I'll just do it that way. So
yeah,
sorry,
I can make another column.
Sorry, I gave special privileges to Bonnie, but you'd have done the same.
Fair enough.
All right, so if you need to take a little bio break, feel free, but please don't take too long. So we're going to give you 5 minutes to work on this digest. You could take your phone up to the QR code. Kaylin, will you be able to put the survey link in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Because the one that I did just wasn't correct. Thank you, Kaylin.
If that one's not working, let me know. I can change it out immediately.
Just quickly click on it. Yeah, it works. Thank you so much. So please take 5 minutes to work on this survey. This is just for us. We really want to know how we can improve. And then at the same time, we have a hands-on project that you're supposed to work in small groups for. So instead, you get your whole self to yourself. So please make sure that you have paper and a writing utensil. And if you think you have some of these things around, cardboard, twine, string, tape, scissors, and then 6 cans or bottles, or even just one. You don't have to give us your emails anymore because we are going to be putting the links onto the Padlet. So as long as you keep this link for the Padlet here,
you'll have everything you need. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will edit the Padlet so that it has all of the links, because you know that I would make a mistake in typing everybody's emails. Yes. I don't know why Zoom doesn't let us copy anymore. It doesn't make any sense to me, but who knows why anything.
Oh, do I want to put my timer in? Am I flexing with my other Zoom skill?
So maybe 3 more minutes left.
Yeah, let me see. I'm going to stop sharing, see if I can throw it in there. I learned that you can put a timer on your face now on Zoom. Zoom apps is not supported in this meeting. Sorry, false alarm, guys.
All right. So
Didn't quite work out.
We'll take 2 more minutes. So survey comes first. If you don't feel like you're going to be able to do the hands-on portion, please just have paper and pencil available.
And something too to consider is if you would have more things appropriate for this in your classroom, kind of think about it from that lens, like what kind of materials do you have in there that you can use to make this? Because I bring a lot of the supplies to work, so I have many of these things in my classroom, but not in my home. So if you're just designing for now, that's great. We do have a column in the Padlet for you guys to drop a picture of your design. If you are kind of a cool sketcher and you like to do stuff on an iPad, that'd be cool too, if you guys want to throw those in there. So we'd love to start building out that resource so people can see what other people are working on.
Kaylin, I'm looking for the time that we're ending.
I am not sure. Let me ask. Hold.
Thank you.
Is what is this 150 technically?
This
Or
one's
sorry, we started at
1:35. Yeah, 1:40.
Okay.
We're going till 2:30, then man, we have lots of time.
Oh, great.
In our last session, everybody, we had to really
Motor.
speed through. And so I do apologize if we've talked too quickly and not given you enough time to look at our digests.
Hopefully you'll have that time now because we dashed.
So I'm looking back at the comments people did from our welcome and warm up, and I'm seeing that Stephanie wrote something interesting. Stephanie, do you want to tell us about what your AP Environmental Science class has been doing? I'm just going to read what she wrote. She wrote, since APES, which is in AP Environmental Science, is done, I did a whole thing on wildfires 2018 and took a pic of May 17th, 2023 sunset and have it posted on my classroom door. We have been talking to Canada in both environmental science and AP Environmental Science since. Very cool. And again, you don't need to give us your emails anymore. You have the link to the Padlet, and we will be updating so that in addition to the QR codes, there are also links for the surveys as for the digests as well. If you could please give us a thumbs up sign if you're done with the survey, that'd be great. Okay. Seeing some of you there.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Are we ready for our vid?
I think so. Did you hear back from Colby yet?
Not yet. I'm guessing it's 2:30, and I think because we have that CTLD thing, then we are going to be where they end. There'll be no more main room.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with that.
Yay, perfect. Wow, you guys are lucky that you chose us second. Okay, so now for fun. Not that looking at the digest wasn't fun as well.
We
So
love resources. It is
yes.
our passion.
So when you look at this soda holder, you know that it's to connect cans together. If you're as old as me and you were taught when you were a kid that you're supposed to cut them up so they don't go around birds' necks or turtles' shells or other wildlife, you're probably wondering, why do we still have this in the world? We don't know the answer to that, but we do know that we want you to come up with a new way to hold some soda cans. So Kaylin, do you want to show us the little video blurb?
Oh, much more seamless. Love that for us. Okay.
Hey, Design Squad Nation. Here's a build you can do at home. It's called Harmless Folder.
So these plastic rings are great for holding sodas together, but you know what? Once you throw them away, animals can get caught in them, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to design a new soda holder that is just as useful, but also friendly to the environment. Look, we made a spider.
Let's fill it up.
That's pretty good. Let's make it stronger.
Much better.
Build your own holder. Send a photo or sketch to the Design Squad Nation website. Cheers.
Awesome. And Kaylin, if you wouldn't mind terribly clicking on the link for Design Squad Nation. Denise says, why not just use a shopping bag? Well, that can be your design.
Grammar, we go.
Oh, sorry.
You can certainly do that. We'd like you to sketch out your idea. And usually what we do is to have you, sketch out your own idea by yourself, and then to show it to your group members to come up with a final design, and then build it, test it, and then revise it. When I do this with students, and I've done it from first grade up through adults, I make sure that people understand at the very beginning that they absolutely must revise. So right here, this is just to show you on the Padlet. This is like the student-facing directions, if you're interested in that. This is the one in English. You can also go onto the PBS page and see the Spanish version. And then also the very first one there is the harmless holder link from the PBS Design Squad Nation website. And is it not clicking there?
Yeah, it should be. Yep, there we go.
So if you're interested in watching this for yourself, and if you scroll down there, Kaylin, if you don't mind, there are set instructions. Now, I personally don't think that you should only give the instructions, the materials that are listed there. I like to think about what I have in my classroom and what students might want to bring in, things like that. So this is a great way to have kids plan out, bring in materials, and have to sketch these things out first, and then build it and test it and then revise it again. So there's some good instructions right here. And I also like to have students do a little advertisement afterwards, either in person or recorded, to quote unquote sell their harmless holder. And the constraints are supposed to be, you have to be able to carry it with one hand, hold 6 cans, and then depending on the age group and the time of year, another constraint is that it has to be environmentally friendly. And usually what I say is, you can pretend that your prototype, you can say, in this one we're using duct tape, but in our future one, we are using, biodegradable tape. And I see that Eleanor's talking about soda. Yes, I actually never bring in soda. I use seltzer cans, and the students don't actually drink it. So yeah, so we always use seltzer.
To be honest, I'm a little disappointed we weren't in person because I was bringing the seltzer.
I know.
A mildly unlimited supply if we had done this in person. So
yes,
a little bit of a bummer for me, but I think I'll.
Great. So you have a choice right now. You can either sketch out an idea, and then we're hoping that you could share with us. You could hold it up to the screen, or you could take a picture and put it onto
We also have this space here on the Padlet for you guys to drop a photo of your design, or if you actually tried out a photo of your harmless holder that you've created, just so we can get some inspiration for our students and your students and whoever might be doing this in the future.
Yep. I'm just going to put a link to the Padlet once more. And if you feel that your time is best spent actually looking through the newsletters, the digest some more, we understand that as well. We want them to be useful to you. So we're going to give you 10 minutes. Is that correct, Kaylin? We're talking about? So 10 minutes to draw, or draw and build, or look through the digest some more. And we're also here if you have some questions for us. And if you didn't get to finish the survey before and you want to do that now, do you also just mind scrolling down just a tiny bit there on the Padlet so we can show where the engineering design standards are? So we have from high school and middle school, and then 3 to 5, and then K to 2. So if you're looking for ways to connect this actual activity to the NGSS.
And yes, we will also add a column for just the links. I can even add them into the spots they are now. let's see here. on the job
Mhm.
at a daycare.
And has a phone call. Right, you could probably
All right, July.
get back onto the slides with that direction page, maybe. Donald, you can answer it. Great, thank you, Kaylin.
Yeah.
All right, you can post questions in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself and ask us. All right. So again, so we have 10 minutes and you can decide right
I
now.
my timer, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna put on my phone.
So at 2:19, now 2:20. So again, decide what's the best use of your time. We want you to engage with our lessons. So if you think the best use of your time is to look through the digests, and the links for that are a little bit further up in the chat. Or if you would like to dive into this and start building and then show us a little harmless holder that you could make in 10 minutes, that's awesome. If you think that drawing out an idea with materials that you have in your classroom and with labels for the materials, and then you want to show us the picture, we'd love to see that too. But please ask us questions in the chat or unmute yourself if there's anything you want to talk about. And Fal had wanted to let us know that Coke Zero actually has a cardboard version to hold their cans instead of using the plastic holder.
This came in paper, but we're talking about we're trying to replace plastic.
Yeah, yeah.
What should I add the picture? I already made a design and I'm finished. Something
Hey.
similar you
wow.
just said.
Wow.
What should I add it to?
So in that column on the Padlet where it says harmless holder design, if you just want to add yours in there, that would be really great.
Okay, try to put it to the computer right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh,
that's awesome.
And something that we were discussing before, for those that are interested, to scaffold this a little bit to high school levels, and something that Shakira mentioned, which is so wonderful, is to like on a level of a scale of extreme availability of materials, right? You only have 1 foot of duct tape. You only have so much of something to do this. Or another way to scaffold it up would be to say you're mass producing this. So it has to cost X, Y, Z. So there are a lot of ways to kind of suit this to your classroom. And I think this is something that all age groups could do, right? Maybe you do fewer cans if they're littler so they don't get hurt. But I think, yeah, this would be really cool to do with all age groups. And I think, Shakira, you mentioned that you do it with adults, right?
I do. I teach a class that teachers can take for credit in the summer through ASPDP. It's all about sustainability. And this is kind of our, icebreaker activity to get people to work together. So I do this with adults as well. So I went from first grade up through teachers. So I promise everyone has always enjoyed it. And I just put in, if you're interested, I put the link to our slides here, the Padlet, as well as teacher facing and student facing harmless holder directions.
I'm gonna change.
And for anybody who is interested in using this time to look at our digest instead, I am putting up the links for March through June.
Thank you, Shakira.
So my picture came out a little sideways. I don't know how to turn it around.
I wonder if I can do that.
Let's see. You know what? We'll move our heads.
We're adapting. We're adaptable. You know?
I mean, we're teachers. We're used to looking at much harder things to understand. So, yeah, I'm actually not quite sure how to do it either. But I love it. I think you did a great job, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's so cool.
It just came up to my mind. I don't know. It was like, that's the easiest thing.
Yeah,
Just, you know.
Yep. Is this something you think that you would do with your students?
Yeah, absolutely. I think now, you know, my heart, it's just always hard to find some ideas that are like realistic. When I think about climate change, I think about like the big major things and forgetting about the simple things as like a straw or like, you know, little plastic. So I would definitely do something like this with the kids because it's easy, it's cheap. Kids can bring in, you know, paper bags or, you know, what are those called? Those sandwich papers, those sandwich bags. You know, they have those smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot fit 6 cans in it though. You need something bigger.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm waiting for the kids that are just gonna like duct tape them all together and then make a duct tape hand doll.
I love the duct tape. Just take the whole roll. Take this whole thing.
But yeah, it's, oh man, but that, yeah, anyway, very cool. So we're about halfway through. If you guys are still designing, awesome. You can start throwing them in our Padlet there. If you're working on the digest and you didn't finish the survey, we'd love for more as like detailed feedback as you can give us, because we are using these and we're gonna keep them coming next year. So we'd love to make them as best we can.
If anybody is interested in using Flipgrid videos that I've put together, and then you can copy it. I'm putting in a link to one that we did for our April Earth Month activities, and there are 4 activities there, and one of them is the harmless holder. So you're welcome to make a copy of it and use that if you'd like. Opal, I can't wait to see what it looks like when you're done. I'm excited. This is also a time if you need some suggestions for anything, or you just wanted to, you know, ask us a question. This is also a good time to unmute yourself and chat with us.
Give us some idea of how you might implement this in your classroom. Or in professional development with your peers.
For me, I really like this activity. I'm a STEAM teacher at the elementary level, so this is right up my alley.
Awesome. So glad that we could help you out.
Oh, absolutely. And for me, like, like I'm completely new. I'm only going on year 2 in DOE as a teacher in general and in this role. So it's really nice to have you know, a place like to sort of look to for resources and ways to engage the students in projects that are meaningful, because I do try to tie in a lot of STEAM to like real world problem solving. And I think, you know, sometimes at the elementary level, it can be difficult to find resources that are able to be like, you know, brought down to their level, but also still really meaningful and tying into the climate crisis. So I really do like this. I can definitely see this being integrated in a large unit. So thank you.
Awesome, Jennifer. Happy to hear it. Thanks for joining us in this wacky profession. It's we gotta stick together. So that's why we're trying to help each other out here with these digests.
Yeah. And we will be quoting you about how we've changed your life as a teacher.
Are you guys going to set up a Google Classroom so that the Padlet, the slides, and additional information can all be in one place, especially moving forward in September? Because here it is June, and once those summer months come by, like, where is all the information and where do we find new information?
I don't think that we're planning to set up a Google Classroom, but there is a hub for the Department of Sustainability. If you give me a second, I can look it up and put it in there. So we could certainly put it on there. Also in our September Volume 3 digest, stay tuned. We could put these same exact slides, and even the link for this video right now, we could put in there as well for somebody who either wants a refresher or wasn't able to join. But no, not planning to do a Google Classroom for it.
Oh, okay, because the other session is a Google Classroom for climate education and everything is there. And I was just kind of wondering if you guys are going to do the same.
It's a great suggestion, something we definitely will explore. I love having like one hub for all of those things. So definitely something we can talk about as a committee. Thank you for that suggestion.
So here's the hub for the Department of Sustainability. And this way we can post our links there and then you can just go there. And it doesn't have to be maintained, in a certain way. So you'll be able to find all of our links there.
All right, and we're coming to an end here on our design challenge, and we hope you guys enjoyed that and are finding ways to incorporate that into your classrooms. And so we'd love an opportunity for us to kind of share out to each other how you would use some of the things that you learned today and kind of give you an opportunity to check off that last box of mingling and connecting with another sustainability coordinator. And I mean, if you have any ideas about what you'd like to see included in the future, the Google Classroom is a great suggestion. We'd love to hear from you now. I know we made you fill out a survey, but this is also an opportunity for you guys to connect with each other.
We have about 5 minutes to share. And also if you'd like to show us your design, either your picture or your built one, maybe we should stop the screen share so that people can do that.
Should I open the Padlet? Do you want me to put it on the Padlet? People are putting it in there.
Yeah, we could put it on the Padlet, but also Ms. Chen, do you want to share?
Yeah, I tried. I think about 2 ways. One way is the paper roll. So I'm thinking about like make them 3 of them, but I don't have enough, and to cut it in the middle, so to hold the can, so it's become like a boat or something. And so that's one design. And the other design is because a lot of kids usually will eat with the cereal cup. So that's great. That's big enough to hold all these cans. So I can have that. And I don't have enough, so I only have 6 of them. Collected at home, and I'm planning to use the rope and tie it in a way that make like a box or something. So then, like 9 boxes, and then I can hold on to 9 container, right? Because the best thing about these cereal cup container is it has a lid, so it can hold the strain. I don't need any
oh yes, I see what you mean.
Flutes, right, to hold it up. So it'd be 9 of them, and just thinking about it because my drawing suck. I try to draw it down, but like but yeah, so I think about like 9 of them, and to put them all together to hold up the cans. So yeah, that's my and I know Karen, and I used to be a teacher assistant in PS 971, and now I'm in the sustainability office, and so I'm a sustainability specialist. So feel free to ask me questions.
Oh, nice, great. Maybe you want to drop your email in there for who was it that was just starting off? Was that Jennifer? And Ms. Chen, I have to say, I love the idea of using the cereal containers because it's something that we have already at school. That's just a really great idea. I love it.
It's also waterproof, right? And it can be reused time and time again. So yeah, that's awesome. Great job.
And maybe tomorrow you can spend your clerical day weaving all of the string.
Again, yeah.
Yes. Who else would like to share?
I'm not finished, but like Ms. Chen, I am horrible at drawing. So, and just using what's in the house. We just recycling day was just yesterday, and we don't use it. We're a water bottle family, reusable water bottle family. My sister did leave a couple of seltzer water cans here from her last visit. So just looking just what's around the house. So just a box that's twine and rose. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes. Oh.
But to keep the can from shifting, which I guess is why you have the wires, right? To hold it together so it doesn't shift and burst. And transport, just like six, I don't know if you can tell it, but six
Oh,
rows,
awesome.
3 rows, right? And 3 columns, just to hold them. And with the twine, you'll be able to tighten it to pull it taut so they won't shift.
Nice.
And then I don't know about the handle yet, finding something that won't break so you can carry it with the handle, but just the beginning.
I love it.
Yeah, these are really great. You guys really whipped them up with no time. So that was really impressive. Thank you so much for doing that with us. We really had hoped we'd get to see you guys do this in person, but it was great to see you guys kind of use what's in your homes. That's awesome.
If
I am
anyone also has a picture they'd like to show too, that's okay. Do we want to look on the Padlet there, or is there someone who drew a picture and wasn't able to upload it?
Oh yeah, we have one here on the Padlet. So let me show you. The biodegradable material, which is cardboard. It's great. A little big. Let's see. Can we see who got this one in?
Nope, it's anonymous, I guess.
Oh, wow, great.
Oh, that was mine.
Oh, great. Thank
First
you.
one.
Let's say 3 ideas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, the other one was mine. I forgot to put my name on it too. The
Yeah,
bottom one.
definitely. So you can share and like let each other know. Check back to see if we've done them. I meant to do it with my students, but they wanted to go outside into the smoke. So I didn't do lunch yesterday. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. They're really cool. I'm glad we're getting some inspiration there. So yeah, I'm just gonna play my screen one more time. We have about 5 minutes remaining. And again, we really super appreciate you guys coming and spending your time this afternoon on this stuff. It's obviously very near and dear to our hearts, and we're so excited to see so many people eager to include it in their own classrooms and spaces. As Sarah highlighted for us at our opening, climate education could make the difference. So we're so excited to have you guys on board with this work. These should be some opportunities for you guys to get the CTLE sign out credit. So you would just scan that QR code with your phone and kind of fill out the same type of thing that you did when you came in, so that you can get the credit for being here today for this PD this afternoon. And we will also provide a link to the DOE feedback. It's a much shorter survey than the one we asked you to do. It's just a few quick questions about your participation here today. And we will drop a link for that for you guys in the chat as well. And again, just our heartfelt gratitude for you guys spending your afternoons with us today.